last lecture, we have completed with our chapter properties of gas. In today's session, we are going to start with our new chapter, that is air compressor. This is Faizan Kagbi and I welcome you all to our lecture series of basic mechanical engineering. Now in today's session, we are going to study what is air compressor, uses of air compressor and classification of air compressor. So let's begin with defining air compressor, or basically what is compressor. So as the name itself suggests that a compressor is going to compress something, which means it is going to increase the pressure of a fluid. The fluid could be of any type, that is it could be a gas or a liquid. Right. Now our purpose is to compress air, that is highly compressed air is required for various applications. So let's define air compressor. Air compressor is defined as a mechanical device which takes atmospheric air at a low pressure and compresses it to a high pressure. In a general sense, we can say that for compressing something, a power is required by this mechanical device. So it is considered as a power absorbing device, which means we need to supply electric current to a compressor, which is finally going to increase the pressure of air. So we can generally say that a mechanical energy is converted into pressure energy of air. We can even say that this power absorbing device can be driven by various machines which can generate mechanical power. So one of the example is electric motor, to which we can supply electric current, and the output from a motor is a mechanical power which is required by a compressor. So finally that mechanical power will be converted into pressure energy of air. Another device which can supply mechanical power is our internal combustion engine, or we can say gas turbine. But IC engine and a gas turbine will be quite costlier, so we cannot use that machines to run compressor. So in normal case, we always use electric motor to run compressor. So I hope guys that you are clear with the definition of compressor. Now let's see our next topic, that is uses of air compressor. Now what are the uses of air compressor? So first and foremost, I can say that various vehicles, that is buses, trucks, trains, or bigger vehicles runs on air brakes. Even that brakes are called pneumatic brakes, which makes use of a compressed air. We can say that atmospheric air is not capable of providing so much high pressure which is sufficient enough to stop the wheel of a vehicle. Right. So for that it is required to compress air, and this can be done by means of air compressor. So first and foremost application, operating air brakes used in buses, trucks, trains, etc. Next application, we all know that filling of air in automobile tires. So we know that in a tire it is required to sustain weight of a vehicle, right? So we need to pressurized air before filling it into a tire so that it can sustain it. So for that again an application of compressor will come over here. Next is conveying materials like sand and concrete along the pipeline. Again, sand and concrete can be conveyed from one place to another place only if we can apply force on these particles. Now this force can be applied by means of air, but atmospheric air is not capable to do so. So how we can do? So we have to pressurize that air by means of a compression, so that pressurized air can push sand and concrete along the pipeline. Next application is our spray painting. So you have usually seen that even in case of a spray painting, whenever we are pressing to write something with the help of a spray, so the color is coming with a high force, even in case of a perfume. So what we are doing, how it is happening? So we could say that that color is mixed with compressed air or a pressurized air, which is further bringing the color with a high pressure, and it can be written easily. Similar in case of a perfume, right? Next application is in a refrigeration cycle. that is basically used for air conditioning purpose as well as in a refrigeration purpose in case of a aircraft, that is airplanes. So as we know that in airplane cabin cooling is available. Now how that cooling is achieved? At that point of time in an airplane we only have air in a surrounding, right? So we are using our refrigeration system in which a compressed air is capable of providing a cooling effect, which is further helping to cool the surrounding atmospheric air in case of air conditioning system. Okay, so again an application of compressor comes over here. Next is operating pneumatic tools like drilling machine, hammer, pneumatic cylinders, etc. Pneumatic means a field which deals with air. Okay, and hydraulic means a field which deals with liquid. Next application, increasing the inlet pressure of IC engine air. So basically this is used as a supercharger. That is, a supercharger is a device which is actually increasing the pressure of a inlet air during a suction stroke. So if a pressurized air is provided during an inlet, so efficient combustion of a fuel can take place during our power stroke, which we have studied in our internal combustion engine. So again an application of an air compressor comes over here. In this case of IC engine, the air compressor name is a supercharger. Okay. Next application is gas turbine power plant. So again in a gas turbine power plant means the electricity generation plant in which we are going to make use of a gas while passing it into a turbine. Okay, to generate mechanical power. Now what is going to happen? So while doing combustion of a fuel in a combustion chamber, air is required. We all know that, right? But if we supply a pressurized air, so what is going to happen? So we would say the chances of unburned portion will be drastically reduced and efficient combustion can take place. So again, a use of air compressor is done in case of our gas turbine power plant. And last application is for sand blasting. Basically, this is used for a surface finishing operation in which a gun is used. In that gun, sand along with the compressed air is mixed and which can be struck on any rod or a surface to which a finishing operation has to be performed, basically to remove spots and fine granules which are present on a surface to make it smooth. Okay, so again an application of air compressor comes over here. Now let's see our next topic, that is classification of air compressor. So first classification is based on method of compression. In that comes reciprocating compressor, rotary compressor and centrifugal compressor. In a reciprocating compressor, we will make use of a piston which is going to reciprocate inside this cylinder or going to perform a linear motion. So the compression will take place because of a piston in this case. Second, rotary compressor. In rotary compressor, rotors or we can say vanes are used to provide a pressure effect to air in order to compress it. And in a centrifugal compressor, as the name itself suggests, the centrifugal force will be exerted on air to pressurize it. Okay. Next classification based on delivery pressure. So low pressure compressor, medium pressure, high pressure, very high pressure. Low pressure is up to 1.1 bar. If a category is between 1.1 to 8 bar, we will consider it as medium pressure compressor. And if a pressure range is from 8 to 10 bar, it is considered as a high pressure compressor. And if a pressure is above 10 bar, then that compressor is recognized as very high pressure compressor. Next is based on principle of operation, that is how we are going to compress it. So under this category, it comes first is positive displacement and second one is a rotodynamic compressor. Okay, so now what is positive displacement? So in this case, the compression takes place by means of a working element piston because of its reciprocating motion, which means a positive displacement or a linear motion is helping to reduce the volume of air, and if a volume of air is reduced by this reciprocating motion for piston, the air is going to be pressurized, right? So over here, due to reduction in a volume, compression is achieved, pressure is increased. So this is called positive displacement technique. And in a rotodynamic compressor, centrifugal force or a kinetic energy is exerted on air to increase its pressure by making use of law of conservation of energy and conservation of mass to increase its pressure. That is basically Bernoulli's equation and continuity equation is used to achieve high pressure of air in case of a rotodynamic compressor. Now let's see our next classification. So it is based on number of stages. So there are two types: single stage compressor, multi-stage compressor. If pressure is up to 5 bar or pressure required is up to 5 bar, then we can use a single stage compressor in which only a single cylinder will be used. Whereas in a multi-stage compressor, more than one cylinders are used to achieve a highly pressurized or a required high pressurized air in steps. Okay, that is, first it is going to increase the pressure of 5 bar, then in passing in the next cylinder it will again increase the pressure of 5 bar, so total 10 bar achieved. Again passing in a third cylinder, achieving a pressure of again 5 bar, so total 15 bar is achieved. So in stages, that is in a multi-stage compressor, high pressure can be achieved about 5 bar. Next classification is based on number of cylinders. So again, as I have covered, that in a single stage one cylinder will be used, in a multi-stage multiple, more than one cylinder can be used. So again, based on a cylinder, we can say a single cylinder compressor or a multi-cylinder compressor. Next is based on pressure limit. So fans, blowers and compressors, it is recognized in this form. So pressure ratio is from 1 to 1.1, then comes under category of fans. Then blowers, pressure ratio from 1.1 to 2.5 comes under this category, and compressors have a pressure ratio about 2.5 bar. Okay. Next is based on volume of air to be delivered. So if volume of air required is up to 10 meter cube in 1 minute, then we can say that that compressor is a low pressure compressor. If a limit requires is in between 10 meter cube per minute to 300 meter cube per minute, then that compressor is considered as a medium pressure or medium capacity compressor. And if a pressure requirement, if a volume requirement is above 300 meter cube per minute, then that compressor is recognized as high capacity compressor. And last classification of a compressor is based on type of fluid used. So based on a type of fluid used, we can say there are air compressors, gas compressors and vapor compressors. Okay guys, so I hope that you are clear with the introduction to this chapter, air compressor. In our next session, we will start with our main topic of compressor, that is reciprocating compressor, and even we are going to see some most important derivation. So till then, stay tuned and thank you all.